So, looks like we're going to have Binsky versus Artist for our last match. Is there a confirm or a deny?
I would think so. Production, confirm.
Very nice, very nice. TBT for the win. You know how much we love TBT, right, CatZ?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get it started. Again, this is match point for Team Rain, so Artist trying to bring it home. Binsky's going to have to do almost a reverse all kill. I mean, he's going to have to take down 3 Rain players, and that alone is a challenge in itself due to the caliber of players that Rain has among their team. Kiwitaki, Slush, even Spades is a great Terran player, etc. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I would say the odds are definitely stacked against him. Yeah, and let's not even talk about the Koreans on the team.
Inori is a great player.
Oh yeah, I forgot Inori was on the team. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So it ain't gonna be easy. We have a TVT.
Yep.
Binsky at the bottom right against Artist at the top left.
Indeed, indeed. Not really sure what to expect. Last time we saw Artist TVT was versus Kawaii Rice, and he did a very odd opening. Looks like a blue flame expand with no starport.
Yeah, that was odd indeed, and it worked.
It worked.
I'm not sure why though. It seemed like Kawaii Rice should have been ahead, but he didn't really float his expansion very fast, and then he got supply blocked a bunch of times, as you mentioned, so that allowed Artist to catch back up in workers and even go 7 workers ahead of Kawaii at one point.
Yeah, I think that was actually the biggest thing, is that he got supply blocked so many times in the early game, and then because of that, his macro was just slipping the entire game. You know, StarCraft's kind of like a downhill thing. If like you keep messing up in the beginning, it's just like it's tilting after a while, and you know your macros slip, and then just everything happens. It's just like one thing piles onto another.
Yeah, definitely, and it's kind of what we saw last game as well. Happened to Heavens against Kyle. Heavens could play in his comfort zone. He could do whatever he wanted. He could execute his game plan, and it was great. But against Artist, we saw Artist testing him in different areas, and like, you know, every test seemed to get him a little bit more off focus, and ended up kind of like throwing him off a bunch.
I find that's what separates like good players from great players is crisis management. Like the people who, you know, that you might have lost all your queens, but it's not going to throw you off completely, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Crisis management is definitely hard. It's definitely one of those things that's just more mental than anything else. It's, you know, it's not super hard to remake your queens, to re-hotkey them, but it's like, oh, I gotta do that, and like after that, I might not even come back anyways, and it's just kind of like a mental thing and a mental block.
Definitely. Alright, so we have the factory coming up for both players here in just a second. It will be completed. It does not look like we're going to see any kind of Hellion shenanigans this time. It does look like we have the starport going down for Binsky. We are going to see Cloaked Banshees, or at least Banshees coming up for our LighT player, while Rain kind of looks like the same. Starport's going right next to the factory, so it might be Banshee on Banshee action, or they could do the other way of playing, which would be you get the starport really fast with the Tech Lab add-on, and you build a Raven and a Viking so that you counter the Cloaked Banshees.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they might be going for. I mean, they could make Banshees without Cloak, both of them, but they both only are running on 1 gas up to now, and I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they don't even have enough gas for a Raven, so it has to be a Banshee from both players.
Oh, that's cute. Well, yeah, they're going to read in the same books, I guess, and it's pretty much even on every count right now.
Yeah. Pretty much all around the exact same thing. So yeah,
Binsky a tiny bit behind the supply, but his command center is a lot faster.
Yep.
Also, he scanned his opponent, and I don't think there was a scan from Artist.
Yeah, I don't think so, but he don't need a scan when
Oh,
he can run a
wow.
Hellion through 5 Marines. I'm not sure how that happened, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That was weird. It's Koreans, man. They're super Hellions and stuff.
Just imbalanced all around, huh?
I know, dog. And let's see what goes on next here. Both Banshees are just saying hi to each other, and Artist with nice positioning is gonna try to welcome Binsky's Banshee here. It's gonna come to a lot of micromanagement and a lot of multitasking here. Binsky's starting to poke away at those Marines as Artist's own Banshee arrives to Binsky's place and starts poking at the Tech Lab. Actually, it's an interesting choice.
Yep. This is very interesting. See the unit loss tab. Still no harvesters lost for either player. So yeah, this is quite an interesting scenario that we've come to.
Yeah, however, Binsky getting a little bit of the worst end of that trade. Looks like Artist is going to get to keep his Banshee, as Artist was making Viking preemptively, while Binsky was just not. And really a little bit of luck there with the positioning of Binsky's factory that allowed Artist to just go and poke away at that tech lab.
Definitely. So we do have both players floating their command centers over, landing them. Now, do we have both players getting their gas? No. Both players are just getting 1 gas at their expansion. Apparently 3 is the magic number, not 4. And yeah, it's just kind of evening out to where it's going to be kind of a standard Marine tank, medevac kind of army composition for both players.
Yep, both players seem confident in their mechanics and want to go into a completely standard style. They probably know they're mirroring each other really, really closely, but they don't seem to care. They're just going to go for it. Binsky's medevac is faster, and this is something that could tip Artist off. When you're doing the exact same thing and something suddenly is faster because of whatever reason, like the last thing you expect is something like a drop. So like Binsky's drop is going to get there a lot faster than Artist's, and then it's going to come down to, again, crisis management and multitasking. I mean, Binsky's going to get there first. Is Artist going to be able to deal with it and go harass with his own drop? What's going to happen here?
Here comes the Stim Marines in Artist base. It's going to get 1, 2, 3, only 3 SCVs, but he's actually picking up a couple of Marines too. Medevacs are pretty good.
That was not the greatest fight, and now it's Artist's turn. Artist was not distracted by this, and let's see how much his own drop does. There is a Viking in Binsky's mineral line. Pretty much the same thing. The same Marine, and 3 SCVs so far.
Yeah, 3 SCVs.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, but he loses the medevac with all the Marines. Yep, it was funny because both of the medevacs were about to get scouted by an SCV building a supply depot, and that was the first thing both groups of Marines killed.
Both people lost 3 SCVs exactly. If we look at the workers loss tab, 4 harvesters lost for each players.
They're on Skype putting on a show.
Oh yeah? It's like a rigged game.
Yep, it has to be.
LOL. Nice to see
that. Same thing, look, they're moving out at the same time, taking the same watchtower. Like, they're probably both eating wing right now, like a chicken wing at the exact same time.
Probably. Alright, so we have the 3rd coming up for both players, I do believe, right? No, actually, Artist is not getting a 3rd. Instead, he's actually adding a lot more production facilities.
And siege. Oh wow, nice volleys there by Binsky with a preemptive siege. I thought that Artist was gonna get the best out of that trade, but he only got a 1 volley out of 1 tank, while Binsky got a volley of 3 tanks on Artist's Marines.
Yep. You see a medevac actually going back. Where is it going? It's going all the way back to his mineral line, and then he's going to drop. This is the scenic route right here. He wants to take the whole trip around the island.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
going on pretty much
I'm not sure.
both
Do you
ways.
think that's on purpose? Do you think that's on purpose to like
No, I think
time
that
it?
was a misclick.
Oh, okay.
It has
'Cause,
to be. Like, there's nothing you gain out of that. I
well, it
don't
buys
think
enough
so.
time that you can forget the medevac and go for a two-pronged attack or something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, it
that's
just gives
possible.
it does give it a little bit more random of a time. Like when a battle starts, the last thing you're gonna remember to do is like look at your medevac. But if it's
He's running right into a missile turret
away,
though. Any
yeah,
other place up in the base he could run through, except the one he's doing.
It just shows how much of an expert artist is.
Yeah.
He does notice it. It's gonna be close.
Boom.
Very unfortunate.
All right, so
You know, I would have liked that same medevac back at Artists Expo. Well, everything was going like down. It was pretty tense with the sieging there. I think the last thing you do is...
I think Binsky's actually ahead by a decent margin. I mean, he has a third base already up. I would like to have seen it as a orbital instead of a planetary fortress.
It's
but
gonna come down to this.
oh no! He's not paying attention. Binsky, no!
Not paying attention. Ouch!
Yeah.
That's probably game. So yeah, in order for Binsky to even go ahead and try to win that fight, he needs to do the exact same thing that happened to Artist instead. I mean, like, Artist had the bigger army and got the better positioning and the faster siege. Binsky with a smaller army at least needed the faster siege, or like for Binsky to, or for Artist to walk in and take a few free shots off of his tanks. But yeah, it's looking pretty grim now.
Yeah, it's looking bad. You know, and I was just saying how I thought that Binsky was going to pull ahead due to the fact that his third was up so much quicker. He had more SCVs, everything else. Oh wow, look at this position.
Elevators.
Yeah, this is rough. I feel like right now when I'm in these situations, you got to do like a counter of some sort. Like I would be, like I would load up another couple of medevacs and drop his main. You know, you just got to do something.
Yeah, there's a drop at his third Artist's third. He killed some SCVs, but not nearly enough to put him back in the game. Yeah. He really is somehow get rid of that army.
So, yeah, Binsky is totally out of gas, and he totally neglected the gas at his third. That's definitely a mistake.
Yeah, he just lost his starport as well. So, tiny mistake, man. Mirror matches are so unforgiving. There's a little bit of a Marine squad going to the front, and it's gonna take care of some tanks. And Binsky, that was a little bit of a misclick, I have to guess. Those tanks are nicely positioned, man.
Yep, they are.
However, the supply difference is barely any, man.
Yeah, but a lot of it's, I think, SCV. I mean, one person is, I don't know, like 15 SCVs higher than Binsky's 15 SCVs up on Artist right now, so that's making quite a bit of difference. But I know what you mean. The only difference is Artist has a lot more tanks, but they're not really being utilized right now. I mean, he keeps trying this drop stuff, but I feel like he should abandon this now. It's not really doing anything else.
Yeah, I like Binsky's crisis management. He acknowledges that he doesn't have the gas to produce that many tanks or even catch up. He's just making a bunch of Marines, and he's just gonna try and rely on positioning and just catching Artist off of siege. But this is probably the worst time to be going to Artist third. I feel like he's gonna go to Artist third, and he's gonna do a bunch of damage, and he is gonna be in a lot of trouble at the same time.
Yeah, this is not going to be good. That planetary fortress is definitely going to stop that. Oh no, Binsky's kind of getting surrounded now.
Oh no! Oh, look at that tank! Look! Oh my God! That tank, like that siege line, goes so far back.
I know. Right when you think you're done with all the tanks, there's like another one, and then there's another one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a decent force that Binsky lost there. However, he did manage to get positioning back at his main, and he needs to fix that rally. He's losing Marines.
Yeah, definitely needs to fix that rally. He's just throwing away more and more units. There's a lot of tanks in Binsky's main that needs to get to the natural and get into this fight.
Yeah, pretty intense, man. I feel like if Binsky had just gone for the mineral line of Artist third, this would be a lot better. It would be forcing an all-in by Artist right now.
Yeah, something like that. It's just a pretty ugly situation to be in, though, right now for Binsky. He has a perfect tank line set up. Yeah. I'm not even really sure what he could do at this point unless he has a magical starport somewhere with cloaked banshees coming.
Yeah. Or a battle cruiser.
Yeah, or a battle cruiser. That would be good too.
But,
nice. Perfect scan, just in time. And there's the GG. So, yeah, that's going to be it. That means that Rain will qualify for the NASTL. So congrats to them and all their players that have been participating and pretty much been playing all day today. You know, nice try, Team LighT. There is next weekend, of course, which will be the second qualifier. So all you teams out there, be sure to sign up for that. And yeah, so we'll, I guess we'll be back in just a sec with closing thoughts. So thanks guys for watching and stay tuned.